disappeared they had. How?
Hi, I'm live. I apologize. I'm going to do the intro. Jeez, I can't believe that happened. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to NDB Media's Dating and Relationships in 2024, soon to end. I have one more that will be next week on the 28th at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. This is already 12:30 a.m. on Sunday morning over on the East Coast. But as you can tell, I'm already having difficulty with my voice, so we'll see how long we're going to go tonight. But welcome, one and all. I do apologize. I am sorry, dude. There it is. You see, my voice is going. Lethal. First of all, thanks, buddy. And your comments earlier today, you blockhead. Oh man, it was mentioned later. That was funny. The Armstrong lines. I didn't answer you directly because, dude, there are times that you just shut up and take it because there's funny stuff, and you saw how I was reacting. So I'm talking about the sports program that I did this morning, and of course, Lethal Migraine was on with me on the program, and I do appreciate that. But I do want to thank everyone. I'm sorry. It's been a super long day. I've been running errands. I've been doing a lot of stuff. So I was sitting here at 9:22 my time, and I had, I think, something on in the background. Oh, and there's Canela. So the little Freddy cat's back here. The door to the office is closed because it's cold. I may have to run in. Okay, here are my gloves. I'm gonna do the Michael Jackson thing where I'm gonna put at least one on right now. And I'm tired, and it's cold. It is cold. So I don't know what I was gonna say. But anyway, I was sitting here and it was 9:22, and I said, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes for a little bit. No problem. I closed them. And I was hearing the movie on the background. All of a sudden opened up my eyes. I'm like, 9:34. Oh man. So there you see the voices going. So I apologize. So for everyone watching, why don't you let me know who you are and where you hail from? And we're going to get to it. It is the holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Kwanzaa. Shalom. And for everyone, if I'm missing it, I apologize. But yeah, I hope everything is going well for you as the year is coming to an end. But yes, we did another program at noon Pacific time. Yes, it was upsetting. While I was working, my mom sent me a text saying Ricky had died. Yeah, we were on for about an hour. Dan Schlossberg was on, Bob Nessoff, and we were talking about Ricky Henderson. And yeah, I was shocked. I found out at about 11:41 a.m. and we were on by noon. So that was. So I do apologize. I have one glove on and the other one, my right hand, I don't. So I have a few things I want to talk about and talk about the plans moving forward because I have some personal issues, and you all know, and I'm not talking about the legal stuff. I do have things I'm being treated for right now. I have compressing or degenerative discs, and they are in my neck. And I have a bad heel. When I was up in Alaska in 2022, April, I slipped and found black ice, and I rolled my ankle, and I bruised my heel, for lack of a better word, and the heel never healed. The ankle, with just 2 days of rest, It's the funniest thing. I rested up at the hotel in Anchorage, Alaska for 2 days. I don't even recall what I did. I was in so much pain, but basically slept for 2 days and I rested. And on the third day, it's not biblical. On the third day, I arose. The ankle was a bit tentative, but I was able to go out, and I did. It's ironic that the slip and fall caused me the problems that it did, but for 2 full days, I was able to rest and I was able to continue on. I took 9 days on the trip, 2 days travel and 7 days up there, and it was absolutely incredible. And I was remembering the feeling that I had, the confidence of being up in Alaska. It was just absolutely incredible. Being in a far off distance land, a far off distant land, and being able to do things that you normally would. And one of the ramifications, or one of the eureka moments, I suppose, is, dude, you're not coming back. So I guess I got some nerve. And I talked about being up in Alaska, and I actually did ask a few people out. A coworker of mine, before I went, recommended a website to me. It was an app, one that you have to pay for, but for the first 30 days are free or whatever. And I did sign up for it, but I didn't use it when I was up there because I love to travel. I love to travel, not for the European Thailand type of trip. If you know anything about history, you know what I'm talking about. But oh, they did. Oh, they lost. Too bad. GrumpOldMenDating.com. You know what? I'm going to look that one up right now and see if it exists. GrumpOldMenDating.com. This site cannot be reached because it doesn't exist. So I got to put the mask. Oh, jeez. Sorry, it's cold. So at least the left hand's a weaker one. So I have compressing discs, and it causes, because they're compressing, they're pinching the nerves, and it does cause paralysis on my left side. That's why my left side is weaker than the right. And like right now, I feel it. So if you can remember back when you were in school, the pain that I feel in my neck is, remember when you were carrying your book bag on your shoulder, and after maybe a long day, how it would dig in and you would feel it? That's what it feels like all the time. You're just not going to let it go, are you? 52 degrees is cold. I haven't seen that in a month. All I said was it was cold. I didn't say I'm dying out here, but it is cold. So I'm going to start up some therapy again, both for the neck, the arms, as well as for the heel. I'm going to see a specialist because the pain has never gone away in the heel. And I'm hoping to have the heel heal. I don't know why, but I find that amusing. But as I mentioned, the heel did not heal. So, but anyway, those are the personal issues that I have. And that's what I've talked about in the other programs that I've kind of like tried to stay away from revealing that stuff. But I am going through some physical things right now that I'm working through, and hopefully we'll be able to get them resolved real soon. So, but that's the stuff that I am having to deal with. I talked about on Friday, I took some pictures on my Facebook page, and oh, dude, yeah, I'm on the lookout for them. I'll tell you that much. I had to have blood drawn again. I went for more X-rays, and I had a lot of work done on Friday, but it was for a good thing. It was so that I would be able to be better and I would heal. So that's what I'm hoping for. It was a good day. Don't like getting poked though. Anytime they have to draw blood. But anyway, I apologize. I am a tad uncomfortable right now. It's only because it's back here and I'm feeling it. So, but anyway, I have some things I want to go over with you. And I want to have a conversation about what we can do starting in 2025. So I'm going to put some challenges out there. And I know I have a significant female audience that's watching as well. And wow, I'm blown away by that. So I know a lot of these are men directed at women, but it works the other way around. And if you have questions about it and you want to talk about it, let me know. If I can give you an answer from my experience, I will. But look, I am no Don Juan, Don Roger. I had, prior to getting hitched, I had, well, okay. I'm going to give you the whole entire story. Get a drink and hold on tight. In the third or fourth grade, I think it was, I had a crush on a young lady. Her name was Kathy. She was really cute, and she had no time for me. She was cool at school. I grew up with her. You know, I grew up with all of them. Duh. But she never was interested. But boy, was she cute. Oh my god. And she knew I had a crush on her, but yeah. So that was all right. That was the first one. Her name was Kathy. And then in the seventh grade, I mentioned that I had, no, actually, I never mentioned this. I had the eyes for a young lady. Her name was Terry. She would go by Terry, but her Spanish name was Teresa. But Terry. She had an idea, but I fumbled the delivery. So it didn't work out. And shortly after turning the seventh grade, I discovered that I had a girlfriend, and she claimed to be my girlfriend, and her name was Michelle. And she was a hard rocking chick even back then. She was cool. She really was. But I was way too immature, didn't know what was going on. During our nutrition, which was, I guess, our break, and then during lunch, she would hold on to me, and try to hold on to me. And I'm like, get off. I want to go play. I want to go out to the I want to go out to the playground. I want to go play, not handball, but we had a thing called, it wasn't war ball. I didn't discover war ball until high school. We had dodgeball, which we would play. And then we had something which we called beat the ball, where you played on the volleyball wall and you had about 10, 20 people, and you threw the tennis ball, the racquetball, whatever, against the wall, and you had to catch it. And if you fumbled it, you had to run to the wall before someone got it and threw it on the wall and beat you to the wall. It was great when we would throw the ball and hit them as they were running, but that's neither here nor there. So you would throw it at the wall, and if the ball beat them to the wall, they were out. So it was an exaggerated form of tag, maybe. And that was it. And you just whittled it down, and it was cool. I did not claim to be more mature. I meant to say I am older now. But thank you for the clarity. I had things I wanted to do when I was in the seventh grade. And so her name was Michelle. And I started to come around to, maybe I'm like, oh man, I have a girlfriend. What the hell am I going to do with a girlfriend? Said the idiot seventh grader. I refer to her as a hanger on because she would try to hold on to my arm. And I really was like, don't. Now, it's not that I actually know, I didn't know what was going on back then. But I think I was having a conversation. I'm all over the place. I had a conversation with someone else that I was watching the movie Enter the Last Dragon. And the movie, I believe, was in 1981. So that means I would have been 12 years old. So I think that was the sixth grade. Maybe depends when I saw the movie. I was in seventh grade. And I discovered Vanity. You all know who Vanity is, right? She was one of Prince's beautiful girls. Vanity, okay, when you do a search for Vanity, Enter the Last, there it is. Enter the Last Dragon. In the movie, she played Laura Charles. No, not that Vanity. This is as in the one from Enter the Last Dragon. And when she was in that movie, I discovered girls. I think she was my first love. And I have a few images up on the internet. I'm going to show them to you. You may recognize her. Oh, this is Show Enough, the character. Show Enough. His line was Show Enough. When he would say something, someone would acknowledge him and say, Show Enough. If you've listened to me on the air anytime in the last 17 years, I have used his line, Show Enough. He was the most unsung villain of the 80s. Dude, the guy was funny. It was absolutely hilarious. And I understand that he passed away recently. Oh, man. And had I known and I would have paid attention, we would have tried to interview him. But he was great in this movie. But the movie is Enter the Last Dragon. I believe the actor's name here was Torg, but this is the cover to the DVD. Oh no, I guess it's Tamek, Vanity, Faith Prince, Michael Schultz, Rupert Hitzig, and that was the movie Enter the Last Dragon. You can find it on Amazon. The Blu-ray right now is $10.39. It's really funny, but I don't think you can do some of the stuff in there. The main character was Bruce Lee Roy. It was funny. Bruce Lee Roy. That was cool. But Vanity, oh my goodness. I'm watching the movie and this little 6th or 7th grader is like, wow, there she is. She's absolutely gorgeous. And that's when I knew something was, I finally realized, like, oh, she's a girl and she's cute. Oh my God. Yes, there she is. And she passed away within the last 5 or 6 years, I believe. And she passed away months before Prince did. So not that she would have ever done an interview for us, but that's another one that I regret not trying to reach out. But wow. That was my first one right there. That was it. And it was sometime when I was 12, 13. And then I realized what was going on, I suppose. But I had a girl in the, her name was Michelle. She's in the 7th grade. But that was really, I think it went into the 8th grade. I don't think we really spent time during the summer, but I kind of broke it off. I was the one to break it up. Wow, what a shock. I broke it off because she had beliefs that did not fit with mine. And when I learned about it, I really wasn't happy. Wait a minute, this is from 1985? Nah, timeline's wrong. I was already in high school. Nah. That's when the movie was out? I was a freshman in 83, 84. So, nah, that's not right. 1985? Talk about revisionist history. Well, I know I was a late bloomer because I wasn't paying attention. Damn. No, that can't be right. I thought it was like 1981. That can't be right. The movie's from 1985? Wow, okay. That's throwing me. But yeah, that's her. Wow. Wow. I got to get my story straight. But okay. Don't believe in anything. Nobody can disappoint you. I guess my timeline is wrong, and I'm embarrassed by that. I usually do a much better job than that. But okay. As a freshman, since I went to an old boys school because I was studying, I was in a seminary. So I had, I was going to be a priest. That's where my mind was set. And on the weekend, because I stayed at the school, we would have to be there, I think, at 6:30 or 7:30 on a Sunday night for a study hall for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we had evening prayer, and then we woke up at 6:50 every morning, Monday through Friday. And our schedule was 6:50, wake up. 7:15 was morning prayer to 7:30. Breakfast was at 7:30. And then classes began at 8:10. And they ran for 40 minutes. And even back then, those were shorter classes. And we had 4 classes in the morning. And then I think at 11:10 or 11:05, do the math, we had our 4th period was over. Then at about 11:12, we would have our weekday mass, our service. And then lunch was from 12 to 12:30. And then at 12:50, we had our first afternoon class. And then about 2:15, the freshmen finish. And at 2:30, they had to be out for PE. At 3 o'clock, the entire student body finished. So they had 7 periods. We had 6. And then the entire student body had physical education from 3:30 to 4:30. And then we had some time on our own. The bell would ring at 5:25 for spiritual reading through 5:40. Then we had the rosary from 5:40 to 6 o'clock. On Wednesday, we had benediction. And then at 6, we had dinner to 6:30. And then that was probably our longest period of time where we had off from 6:30 to 7:30. But for some kids, study hall began at 7 as opposed to 7:30. I was one of the initiators of the 7 a.m. study hall or 7 p.m. study hall because I had to study. I never studied in high school. Never did. I never did. I would read it once, and I didn't have a Sheldon memory, but I would read it and I would commit it to memory. That was it. If I read it twice, it was overkill. I had wonderful memory back then. I remember that I had memory because I'm definitely run out of film. I had photographic memory. Too bad when I made the transition to digital, the film didn't come over. That would go from 7:30 to about 9:05, or no, 7:30 to 9 was study hall. And then at 9:05, you had the third and final study hall if you were late to some event, because they always took roll. And that was like after school hours. And that went to about 9:40. Then we had evening prayer at 9:50, and lights out were about 10:10, 10:15. And we do the whole thing all over again. And that was Monday through Friday, but we left school at 2:15 on Friday, and we were picked up and we went home. So yes, I went to a private school, and I was privileged for all 4 years. I mentioned I played baseball, and I was on the team for 4 years. I've joked because we carried an 8-man pitching staff. As I said, I was a 9th man on our 8-man pitching staff, but I was lucky. I did a lot of scorekeeping. I did some team manager functions. I did a lot of stuff. I got into a few games as a non-pitcher, and that was like crazy. But that's what I did in high school. The student body was about 150 to 160 kids, all 4 years combined. Our freshman year, we were the largest freshman class in a long time, 55 freshmen, 1/3 of the entire student body. So it was a very small school, and it was up by San Fernando Mission. So if you look on Google, Our Lady Queen of the Angels is actually no longer there. The school is still there, but Alemany, that was across the street, moved in when the Miners Seminary, which we were known as, closed. So that's what it was in high school. I would come home on the weekends, and on Saturday, we would go to our local parish, and there I was involved in the CCD program. So from the 7th grade on, I was already teaching a class, usually the first graders or something. And then in high school, I was teaching the high school kids, which they were older than me, and they had no idea that I was in high school. But I wore my seminary uniform, white shirt, black tie, black pants. It was funny. And when I was in 9th grade, I was teaching 12th graders, which was hilarious. And when they found out I was younger, they lost their minds. But it was great. I actually had the Bible class for the adults when I was in the 10th grade. That was funny. But it was my thing. I studied a great deal and I read a great deal. To this day, I still do. I don't talk about my religion very much because it's not that I'm embarrassed by it, but it's because I accept everyone for who and what they are. And when people find out what I am, they kind of like, they either try to convert me or they want to argue with me. And I'm not into that. So I kind of keep it to myself. I don't believe I've mentioned my belief on air more than 5 times in 17 years. I'm not shy about it. I am committed to my faith, but it's my faith. And I don't judge anyone else for what they believe in or don't believe in. As a matter of fact, when someone takes the time to open up to me about their faith and belief, I am floored. I try to be as respectful that I can be, and I love to talk to people about it. But I'm only willing to talk to people if they want to talk. If they don't, you know what? Let it go. But it's very few people that I've actually had conversations with. There is someone here live that I've had conversations with. It's number one, I respect that person. I have an intellectual curiosity to know of them and their belief. And that is one way of really getting to know someone. I don't do that with just anyone. And when I do, it's because I respect the individual. Because if I want to learn about that faith, I just go to the library or look it up on the internet. Excuse me. So in high school, I had one girlfriend. She was my high school sweetheart. Her name was Leticia. I had a crush on her from the 9th grade on. I don't know when Vanity worked in there because I was 83 to 87. I graduated in 87. But if this is correct, 85, I guess Vanity broke my heart. And then I started dating. Did I? Yeah, I guess I did. We were an item. Oh my God, to even admit that. We were dumb and naive, but we enjoyed each other's company. Her sister was my age. She was a year younger. I think we were a year and a half apart, Leticia and I. Her older sister, she was really nice. She was most sophisticated, very smart. I was going to be a priest. And I knew that she had feelings for me, but I was on a mission. And I was going to go on to be a priest, even in high school. And then her younger sister showed up, and I was like, oh, hola. I know it was bad. I know it was bad. She was a Playboy in 88. Did not know that. Wow. No, I did not. She was in a relationship with Prince and Nikki Sixx. Yes, she was swinging with the heavyweights. Beautiful woman. Absolutely gorgeous. There she is again. I think she was my first. Oh, yeah. She's just absolutely gorgeous, man. Look at that. She was back then, and okay, I guess I clicked too far. Oops. Never know. Never know how far you can go. There she is. She passed away in 2016. Oh my goodness, it's been 8 years then in February. I remember it was February. And then I believe Prince passed away in April of 2016. But it was within months of her passing away. So, I met up with Leticia after looking for her for about 10 years on the internet. And I eventually found her. And during COVID, we went out a few times. And we spoke of how it ended. And she claims that I ended the relationship, and then she started dating who at the time was my best friend. That's why I don't have friends. I don't have best friends, good friends, whatever. As everyone knows in my universe, I don't have friends. I refer to you as brother, sister, or compatriot. I don't have friends because the friends in my life have done things. So I don't have friends. I don't. And when people say, "Oh, I'm your friend," no, you're not. Denise Catherine Matthews was born in Niagara Falls, Ontario on January 4th, 1959. She was 10 years older, about almost 4 months, 10 years older. The daughter of Helga Senk and Levia James Matthews. Her mother was of Polish Jewish descent, and her father was African American. Matthews had three sisters: Patricia, Deborah, Renee, and several half siblings. Thank you for that, Lethal Migraine. Yeah, she was genuinely the first love of my life. She was cute, man. Oh my God, she was. But I think Leticia was my girlfriend for about 3 years. But I ended it because I found out that she was seeing my best friend. That's why I ended it. Why else would I end it? She claims that I ended it, and then she started seeing him. And hi, Patty, how are you? I hope you're doing well, cousin. Thank you for stopping in. So, when I had a chance to meet up with her in 2020, 2021, and about 2022, we talked about that. And she claimed, um, thank you, Patty. I will. I will. But you don't have to do that, man. But I love you, Prima. Thank you. Jeez. Um, she, I believe, was my true love. So when I was dating, Freudian slip. When I started going out with her again in 2021 and 2022 and all that, we spoke of that, and she claims that I ended it. Then she started going out with the guy. I'm like, no, that's why I ended it, because you started going out with the guy. So I told her, look, this is like 30 years after. You're going to believe what you're going to believe. And I'm right. I mean, I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe. And that's the way I am going to. Let's not agree to disagree. That is the most annoying and lamest line that I've ever heard. Agree to disagree. Whatever. My Patty says, sorry. My cousin says, I was going to say my peppermint Patty, but my cousin here says, only I can bully and hurt you. Well, everyone laughs when Patty would visit some of the programs that we were doing. At first, they thought, my cousin, because she's very sharp, very witty, and I'm flattered that they thought that she was a character that I made up. I'm like, no, it's not. How I'm talking to you, and she's writing in the chat room. Come on. I do not have that skill. But it was great when she finally made her appearance. People were like, wow, that was funny. That was absolutely hilarious. Yes, I know, Patty. I'm stupid. Ugh. So I don't agree to disagree. I'm right, and if you don't agree, you're wrong. It's great being me. Hell yeah, dude. I when people say, "Well, we agree to disagree," no, no such thing. We will never agree. It's done, and I don't care if you agree or disagree. It's done. We are not on the same line, and that's it. So, if we could move on, so be it. And she knew the situation that in 2019, my significant other wanted out, and she wanted the divorce. So I went out with her for dinner. We went to watch a few movies. I was stupid, flat out stupid. We went to see a movie in the theater that she chose that had already been out for 3 months. There was no one in the theater. I saw the movie. What can I say? So that was really it. I we spoke, and then her oldest daughter, I believe, had a child, so she was a grandma, and she was going to dedicate her time to that, and we disconnected. And then, as I've mentioned, there were significant things going on in my life where, even though we were in the process of separating, Margarita had significant health issues. And even though she had a scare again in the last few weeks during Thanksgiving, my time of having to care for her is coming to an end. I've told you the paperwork has, I'm waiting for the paperwork to come back. I never thought I would be there. I'm not going to make the 32nd anniversary, which is in June. It's 31 years. 26 years, I thought happily. I was wrong. 31 years legal, but it ended at 26 in October of 2019. So, since she wanted out, fine. I'm going to go and meet during COVID, right? I did. I went out a few times. It didn't work out with Leticia. And I was like, okay, so be it. And I went out with a few other people, but no, no, just no. So, but after high school, my soon to be cousin, through marriage because of Margarita, introduced me to his aunt. Oh my God. She had an hourglass figure. She was cute. She was a bit patrician, a bit aristocratic. And she was going to be here in the United States for about a year working. She was working for my cousin. Oh, he'll go by. Actually, I probably can't mention his name. It's not fair to him. But I hate it when people say, isn't it annoying? It's those audible pauses. I'm working on that still after 17 years. She worked at King Taco. I would visit her on the weekends. I'd bring her roses. I would do that. Oh, I was smitten with her. She knew it. She wouldn't commit, though. But she always went out with me. She was here for a year. She arrived in the summer of 91. Actually, no, I think it was 1990. Summer of 1990. I know. You're trying to keep it in the family. Well, I met Margarita through that same cousin. So he introduced me to her, and that's how I knew Margarita. And then he became my cousin. He wasn't a cousin before the marriage. He was a friend of a seminary brother. Go figure. So okay. And she was, oh my God, way out of my league. As I said, hourglass. And we would go out, we'd go have a meal, go to the theater, whatever. And during the holidays, all of a sudden, she was busy, couldn't do something. And I found out after, which bugged me, her prometido, her fiance, showed up. Oh, this sounds like Unión de Tula shit. Actually, it was Tepehuanes shit. Uh, um, she was from Tepehuanes, I think Chihuahua, I suppose, up there in the mountains. That's funny. Unión de Tula shit. That's hilarious. Well, I had an idea, but I couldn't believe that had happened. I found out after she left, and she broke my heart. I begged her to stay. I begged her to stay, and my soon-to-be cousin, we'll call him Roy, his stepfather was the brother to this girl, and he told her, "You should stay. You should stay," and she chose not to. She went back, and what are you gonna do? A month later, Margarita comes over to spend the year with the family, and I meet her, and it happened fast. I met her in August, the first week of August. After a week, we were going steady, if there is such a word. I asked her to marry me 3 weeks after I met her, and we were married in under a year. And well, there is Que Roy ni que nada. I want real names. Wow, you'll get the real names, but not on air, not right now. And still married to her, and I'm waiting for the paperwork. Now, the funny thing that I'm enduring is I didn't realize that when I announced that it was going to be final, I didn't realize the change in me, and I'm starting to detect it myself. Remember when I talked about being in Alaska and returning for about 6 to 8 months? I was on such a confidence high that I knew it. It was something that I cannot quantify, but I felt it. In April of 2022 through to the end of the year. And I suppose when Margarita became ill in early December, that confidence left because I switched back to the care of her. And I think that's when the confidence left. But be that as it may, I wanted to go back up to Alaska to recapture that confidence. Well, this year, in the last 2 months, I didn't realize it, but I've recaptured that confidence. And the confidence is because I'm basically single again, and it's about to be legal. And I didn't realize that it was exuding from my pores. It's strange. Something that I was trying to capture, I suppose, 4 or 5 months ago, just came to me. Damn, that sounds like that's your penance. It might very well be. I paid a heavy price. I paid 5 years. But those that know already quite a bit in my life, she's had 3 significant illnesses from 2020 through to a few weeks ago. And I didn't begrudge her. I didn't anything. I cared for her. I kept to my promise, even though she broke the promise. She did. She wants out. And I'm not going to relitigate that. You've already heard that Boeing story. But now that we're going through the legal process of ending it, we need a divorce party. Yeah. Yeah, we do. I never thought I would celebrate it. Even 4 or 5 months ago, I didn't think I would. But yeah, everything, what a difference a day makes. I have joked with a few people that I've encountered a lot of people coming up to me now. And it's still shocking to me. It's embarrassing to me. But 2, 3 years ago, this little wallflower could barely go out. And I still don't go out as much, but when I go out now, I've been asked for my contact info. They hear me speak, they say something, and I might give them my business card for whatever reason. But I've had the opportunity where people have wanted to meet me socially. Now, the funny thing is, I'd been sharing with a few people that I know that I didn't understand the vibe that I was giving off. I now know. This week I figured it out. That it's the vibe of I'm free. Lil is a lie? What do you mean? Lil. I'm not sure what you mean. Come on, Prima. Help me out. It's late. So I've been hit on. And it's strange. I never thought I would be able to admit that. But the vast majority of them are male. I'm heterosexual. I'm hetero. And I've been hit on. And oh, you said little wallflower. Yeah, okay, sorry. Lil is a lie. Well, I was always a wallflower. So therefore little is a lie. Okay, all right, thank you. And I wasn't understanding why. And I suppose it was the confidence that I was exuding. And the most recent one, thank God, was female. Her name was Gwen, and that was on Friday. That one, yeah, I'm gonna save that story for next week because that one just happened on Friday. I was just so happy that it was female, but she's a raver, and I'm learning. And Patty, thank you. I've learned to accept it. I'm, Patty, I kind of joke that they probably think that I have money. I think they wanted a sugar daddy. And I'm like, a no and no. People think that I have the means. I'm like, no, I don't. And it thank you, Patty. It is a compliment. My tortured, shattered psyche is still learning to get through that, but I cannot hide the confidence that I have. And it's not joy, but it's a realization that, yeah, I do, that I am going to be out of my relationship and done. It'll be legal and free. So said the Latin guy. I do. I do. I'm out on the lookout. I want a sugar mama. Where's Miss Bezos hiding? Mackenzie needs to spoil me. Dude, I agree. I agree. Now, I would love to have a sugar mama. I would. I do it now. I work now. I would do it as best I can. So, um, I haven't had too many girlfriends. I count two real ones. The one that I said that blew me off for a year, I can't count her as a girlfriend. She never committed. And after I married Margarita, her aunt met with me because she returned from Mexico and she had a few notes and things for Margarita. And she had a message for me from that one young lady. And she shared the message with me, at which point I told her, I thank you, but I never want to hear anything of her ever again. Because it was at that point that I learned that her fiance had come over and she wasn't truthful. She knew how I felt, and I felt that she took advantage. So I understand that she's now divorced, and it saddens me. Like I say, I see it as a failure because two people committed lovingly for all eternity and it ended. That is sad to me. And yes, I guess I'm a hopeless romantic. I am going to miss this woman. She gave me two children. She did, yes. She did 26 years for us. But it's done. She wants out. What can I do? I signed the papers and done. Waiting for the confirmation. I only announced this 2 weeks ago that I'm waiting for the paperwork. So I will tell I tell my mom all the time, I want Martha Stewart. She's filthy rich and she has 8 houses, so I wouldn't have to see her if I didn't want to. Yeah, same thing. She wouldn't have to do it either. So I wanted to give you a background on that. So when people ask me questions, The experience is I've really only had 2 girlfriends. There's not much I can tell you. I agree. And I am. And my psyche, my personality is showing it. And it's showing it because so many people have come up to me. And I'm talking about 1 a week, maybe 2, the few times I go out. 3 things have happened in the last 2 weeks, but I have to measure, and I'm still processing them. They're rather funny, they're real, but I'm going to try to work them in as best I can. So one of them will be a Christmas story next week. But I do want to let everyone know that on the week of January 4th, 2025, we're going to be doing a personality game. It's called Myers-Briggs, the 16 personality types. I ask you to be ready to go. Next week, I'm going to have the website and the links where you can go and take the test. And on Saturday, January 4th, 2025, we're going to do some type watching, and we're going to be using the personality types. I'm going to take the test again. But back in 1986, I learned that I was an INTJ, one of the rarer ones. But it's going to be fun. You're going to learn something about yourself, and you're going to learn something about other people. It's the Myers-Briggs personality type watching. And when you learn the 16 personality types, you can start seeing it in people. And it's amazing how close it really is. I've told you that psychiatry calls Myers-Briggs voodoo science. It's not real. But what Myers-Briggs did is phenomenal. But it's not accepted by the psychological community when it comes to personalities. So that's why I say it's more fun than anything else. Type watching. I mentioned it on Amazon that there's you most definitely are odd. Yes, I am. I only get hit on by women in rehab. Oh my God, dude. That's funny. But if you go to Amazon.com and you type in, type watch, type watching. No, that's not. We did it last week, didn't we? Myers hyphen Briggs. There it is. So here it is. If you type Myers-Briggs, and I'm going to put it in the chat room so you can see it. Oh, wrong one. That's a prior old code. That's to a program we already did, so I apologize. That one's no good. There it is. When you type Myers-Briggs into Amazon, like I just did, this is what will show up. Decode your personality, gifts differing, and type talk. I have that book. So if you want to learn about it, I humbly recommend it. And there you see the different personality types. ISTJ, ISFJ, INFJ. There I am, INTJ. But for a little while, I was flopping back and forth between IFJ and INTJ. But I am really an INTJ. So, in my senior class, the graduating class of 24 seniors, there were 2 INTJs. That was it. So, but anyway, I humbly recommend that one to you. So, that's going to be in about 2 weeks. There she is again, Vanity. Oh, first love. And I have some other things I want to talk about real quick. I got INTJ, but nobody believes that I'm an introvert because I have no problem talking to people. Well, I agree, but we all have different personality types mixed in. And just because we may be one thing, the INTJ is a wallflower. That doesn't mean we can't talk to people. It doesn't mean that we can't be extroverts. Look, I am here online doing this, and yet I'm an introvert. Go figure. So, How to know if you should ask her out. The subtitle is Should I Ask Her Out or Should Women Be Asking Me Out? This is what we're going to talk about briefly. The question is, should you ask her out? Look for signs that she's into you, like eye contact, flirting, or asking you questions about yourself, especially if she doesn't do these things with other people. She also might mirror, I've talked about that. She might mirror your body language or find excuses to touch you casually. I had read about the mirroring, and I was with the big dog, my buddy. We went to a Saturday or Sunday, I think it was a Lakers game, might have been a football game. And we were at, I believe, the National. That place is closed down. It's no longer in Southern California. And it was jammed. A lot of guys were there to watch the game, and there were a lot of single girls too. Duh. Well, one of them did catch my eye. And I didn't know if she was looking at me, through me, around me, I don't know what. But I learned about the mirroring because of that. Something happened that I read about it later. I'm like, oh my God, that was a case of mirroring. And what I mean is this. She was paying attention. She looked over to me a few times. And that's sign number one. If she's making eye contact, looks over to you, that's a good thing. If she does it several times, that's a good thing, guys. And if she has a slight smile, even better. You know, women can smile without smiling. You know that. They can show interest without smiling because they're just as nervous as we are. So, mirroring your body language is after a while, you're somewhere, and then you look at your watch. If they're mirroring you, which is paying attention, they're like, whoa, what? He looked at his watch. What time is it? So what's going on that she's interested in what and why you're looking at your watch? Is he leaving? Is he going to do something? But you know that she's paying attention to you if she's mirroring your actions. You look at your watch, then she looks at your watch. And if you do something where you adjust your glasses, if she's wearing glasses and she adjusts them, she's mirroring your actions. She's paying attention to you. That is definitely a good sign. She keeps looking at you. Dating coach John Keegan tells us that even without words, you can tell how someone feels about you by observing the intensity of their gaze. This applies to both. Lock eyes and pay attention to how she looks back at you. If she gives off a direct and passionate gaze, she's probably pretty interested in you. If you catch her eye and she demurely looks away, this might also be a sign that she has feelings for you. If you make eye contact again and again, dude, come on. What is the setting? Are you at a bar, a restaurant? Come on. She looking at you or she looking at the food? You should be able to figure that one out. You might also catch her looking away or looking your way now and then, which is a sign that she's curious. If she's completely present when you're together, take it as a good sign. But if she's distracted by her phone, watch, or other people around the room, she may not be romantically interested. Keep that in mind. She may be interested in you as a person, but if she's in your presence and she's looking at her phone, watch, other stuff, that's different. I'm talking about the one that was across the way, the one that was mirroring me. If she finds excuses to touch you, so this is a little closer. If she makes an effort to get close enough to make some kind of innocent physical contact, she's most likely trying to tell you that she's interested in you as more than just a friend. Think about whether she's ever brushed up against your arm or lightly touched your knee, chest, or shoulder. Your knee, your chest, or your shoulder. The rest of her body language can give you clues to her level of interest too. If she leans into you while talking, or again, if she mirrors your body language, it's a sign that she's probably into you. Consider how her body language and gestures differ when she's around you versus when she's around other people. If she tends to be physically expressive around everyone, look for other signs of her interest, like if she teases you playfully or pays you extra attention. If she talks to you via text or on social media, Keegan says that reaching out in a lighthearted way is a great sign. If she frequently comments on your social media app posts, responds right away to your messages, or sends you the first text, you obviously are at the front of her mind. Look for detailed replies and new messages at least every other day or so. If you're also excited to respond right away with a similar detailed response and you've been having long, in depth conversations over text or social media, it's a good sign that she'd want to spend more time with you in the real world. If she remembers the little details you've told her and brings them up in later conversations or says something reminded her of you, it's a good sign that she likes you. A girl who shoots off cagey one-word replies or fails to respond to you in messages in a timely manner might not be very interested. She talks to you about spending more time together in the future. I've had this and I've been told, but this is okay. I've been told that and I was wrong. So pay attention to every detail here. Pro matchmaker Letitia Underwood says that if, quote, she's always asking you about your plans, unquote, she's probably into you. That is true. Or I would accept that as true. Not necessarily an axiom, but true. I am an elitist pig. If she says something about a future date idea, like you and I should go see that movie when it comes out next summer, it means she wants to spend time with you and wants you to stick around for a while. That is important. Or test the waters by talking about hypothetical hangouts to gauge her level of interest. If she's bummed out about her busy weekend, say something like, "That's too bad. If you were free, you could come to the game with me instead." With this date idea, while this date idea might be impossible, her response can reveal a lot about how interested she would be in going out with you another time. Lethal Migraine says, I don't ever make plans. If someone asks me about my plans, I just say, I will be wherever you want me. That's cool, dude. That's straight up. I appreciate that. Notice whether she talks about you both as a unit with words like us or we, or whether she refers to a larger friend group. For instance, you and I should go out means she'd like to go with you. We should all go suggests that she likes you as a friend. Bingo. Right on. Yeah. If she's shy or bashful around you, that still happens. When you're talking in person, pay attention to whether she starts blushing, gets into fits of nervous laughter, or can't stop smiling. Her voice might also get softer. These are all green flags, baby. So if you notice any awkward moments or uncomfortable silences, don't worry. It might just mean you're both feeling the chemistry. Lethal Migrant says, off topic, I hate it when waitstaff say, we. You aren't eating with me. Take my order and go away. Are you sure they're not French and saying yes? She compliments you or banters with you. Constant compliments on your appearance or personality are a great sign. It's also a green light if you and her have great conversational chemistry and you banter and tease each other. Again, be sure this isn't something she does with everyone. She could just be friendly. I agree. So those are 6 signs she wants you to ask her out. Now, this 6-sign deal that I read presupposes you most likely already know her name. You may work with her, may go to school with her, maybe a neighbor, I don't know, something, but you at least know her name. At least some of these are. Some of them are not, and you could start using that to start asking this person out. Now, I don't know if this applies to females as much, and if I'm asked the questions from females, I mean, here in this forum, I would answer them as best I can. Every question I've been asked, I've answered it to the best of my ability. Doesn't mean I know, but it's what I will answer. And it's the best thing that I can do is to be straight up. But this one is, how to. I never said that, and I hope that didn't come across. So next week, we're going to talk about signs you're ready to ask her out. So again, it's male centric, but we'll get into that next week. So I think it's cool. I've got to put it in my notes real quick because as I complete stuff, I don't want to be repetitious. I have no desire to be duplicious. I should have said duplicious. It's not right. I don't know why I started doing that other accent. I don't know why. Where is it? Is it under Monday Night America? I'm looking at my notes here. I thought I had a tag for this. I don't. Okay, it's under Monday Night America. No, it's not. All right, sorry, folks. I have to come up with a tab for this. Dating and relationships. It's a plane flying overhead. Wow. Sometimes they do fly over as they're coming into Brackett Field. So okay, this is the main. We'll leave that one as I use Microsoft OneNote. It's a digital minder or notebook, which is really cool. So for 12/28, is it? Yeah. We're going to be doing the program or the topic of signs you're ready to ask her out. Damn, that hurts. Sorry. Ugh. Lethal Migraine says, I need to figure out how to get over my shyness. I have a really hard time talking to girls I would want to have a relationship with. Oh my God, Lethal. Me too, man. Me too. But it has taken me a long time to get over the impending loss of basically being married for 26 to 31 years. I feel now that I'm free because I know that this is about to be final. I can't quantify it, but I've learned that I am exuding a level of confidence that I didn't know I had, and now I do. And people are attracted to that. People are attracted to confident people. I am the accidental confident person because I didn't know that I was. I don't know if it still gives me any nerve, but I am a bit more sure of myself and I am looking to make contact with people. Lethal Migraine, both you and I are introverts, and it's very difficult for us to talk to people. It's taken me a long time to get to where I'm at, but I am listening more. I don't initiate conversations, but if people do, I respond as best I can. I don't immediately turn around and say, "Hi, my name is Roger. Are you ready?" No, 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 no. I do politely acknowledge and I soften my demeanor and I try to be open. I listen actively and I do that for everyone and anyone that will ask me a question. I I would like to be treated nicely, so I treat people nicely to the best of my ability. And that is one thing that I'm working on. And I've had women come up to me, dude. Oh my God, when I went on the Carnival cruise in September of 2020, I did a lot of traveling in 2022, man. Oh, sorry. I'm really, yeah. I tell you, I have the pain constantly. It doesn't go away. And now it's really starting. That's why these programs have been shorter of late, because it gets to be to the point where it's unbearable. I cannot sit for very long. And I've gone way over and it's just yeah. Sometimes you can actually hear my neck crack when I move, and people have heard it. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm having a lot of trouble right now. I'm tired, and that's what really gets to me. So I apologize. Next week, signs that you're ready to ask her out. So that's how I roll too. I'm nice to everyone until they give me a reason not to be. Yeah. Yeah. Lethal, I have to tell you that people have questioned me. It's like, dude, why do you why do you get along with him? Like, dude, I've spoken to him in person. I've had conversations. I don't say that I know the real Lethal Migraine, but I've taken the time to have conversations. There's more to it. And I appreciate the conversation. We really haven't had much of a conversation as of late, only because for the longest time, I've been dealing with things like that. All right. Not a word. I answered something like that earlier, Lethal, where someone told me, someone said, "Man, you're very funny," and I was like, "Oh, what did I say?" She's like, "Oh, you're funny." I'm like, "Aw, thank you. You really think I'm funny?" No, I'm really mean. It just comes across as funny. So I like playing the part. You don't get hurt as much. But going back to that last thought, Lethal, I've just gotten to the point where I know my life is changing. And I want to be able to spend time with someone. And I think that's why I've been doing this program for a little while now, for that reason. And who knows? I know I have rubbed people the wrong way with my honesty, but that's all right. I'm honest. I'm going to tell it like it is. And that's fine. I've been questioned about things I've said already. I've been looked down on already. Like, well, what are you going to do? So, but I do admire, Lethal, that you do get out more than I do. I do admire that, and I'm barely getting there. But I am paying attention. I was blind to that stuff before. Either you get me or you don't. Some people think I don't take anything serious. Some people actually think I'm serious all the time. I don't know what about me is so confusing. Yeah. The problem is people are trying to figure you out, dude, and they're not taking you for who you are. I had that problem. I've been told by a lot of people, many people, especially at my place of business, that they said, dude, I judged you badly. I judged you wrongly. I said, what do you mean? When I first met you, I thought you were a stuck up a hole. I was like, oh. And now, Sid, you're a stuck up a hole. Okay, so what changed? Said, because you're straight up. I'm like, oh, okay. I told you guys one of the best compliments I ever received at my place of business was guy walked in. He says, Raj, people know where they no, he said, you know, a lot of people talk about you. And I was like, oh God, here we go, here it comes. Says, but no matter what with you, people know where they stand. That was my reaction. He says, when you like someone, they know it. When you dislike someone, they know it. There are no games with you. I reached out to the guy and he shook my hand and I said, I appreciate that. He says, yeah, dude. That's why I'm telling you, you don't play games with people. I said, I try not to. I do my best. And I think Lethal, you and I, that's another thing that you and I have in common. We don't waste people's times. Do we mess around? Oh hell yeah. Oh, and I'm talking about sense of humor stuff, trying to, mess with people that way. I think we're good people. We have a unique way about ourselves that we do rub people the wrong way. And you know what? F them. F them. Don't even worry about it, dude. But yes, it could be that we rub people the wrong way. If that is what is rubbing you the wrong way, don't let the door hit you on the way out. It is what it is, man. All anyone needs to know about me is I don't try to control what I can't control. If it seems like I care about nothing to somebody, it's because all they see is me in situations or conversations that I have no influence over. Yeah. Very difficult to dispute. I appreciate the comment for what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, even though Lethal Migraine did say 6 hours, I thought about it, but I just can't tonight. I have been running around all day. I know I'm being a little brat, but I really am having difficulty tonight. And that's why I'm starting up therapy. It makes her mad that she can't make me mad. I know, Lethal. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that, man. I really am, buddy. Hopefully, hopefully it gets better. I don't know what I would do if I were if I was in your spot. You're a lot stronger and you're a lot better than I am and something I don't know what I would do. You're a strong man, dude. Yeah. At least I keep trying, and when if I get that job, I will be there for him if he asks for me. Yeah. And that is the best thing. I admire that, man. As I've told people in the past, Lethal and others, the people that I admire most are the ones that when they wake up every day, no matter what is happening in their life, they get up, they get that proverbial punch card, and they put it in the time machine and they clock in. Those are the people that I admire. There aren't too many of them that no matter what, they're not going to give in and they're going to keep on going. I'd like to believe I could be that person from time to time. but you never know. But all right, folks, I am tired and I am struggling with the pain in the neck. I do want to thank everyone that came in to speak with me live and with us live, and for those that are going to watch after the fact. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Robonica, happy holidays. Guys and girls, it's just the holidays. It will pass. If you're alone, don't sweat it, man. It's just another day. Don't make it bigger than it needs to be. And if family gives you a hard time about it, don't go. Or don't let them talk to you about it. Tonight, I got done with my route and asked if anyone else needed help with theirs. The boss had told the dispatcher to leave me alone because I work tomorrow. I told him if someone needs help, they need help. We're a team. Dude, we have a lot in common. I'm not going to make it any bigger for me because your line is better. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I admire that, man. I've done it. And I paid an awful price as I got older. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll talk offline about that. But yeah, I've learned both good and bad what being a team player is. So revel in it. Because I know some people really dislike when you're really good at what you do. Yeah, I can tell. My neck is shot right now, man. So I'm gonna call it. And again, I want to thank everyone for joining me. And I am tired, folks. I really am. So I thank you all. Happy holidays. And folks, if someone wishes you something for the holiday and it doesn't match your belief system, just say thank you. Because behind it, they're wishing you well. It doesn't matter if it's happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah. They took the time to wish you well. Don't argue. Accept it. And send it back to them. It's a good thing. Yes. Yes, we will. It's 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I will be on one more time this weekend, 6 p.m. Pacific time, where we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Skeleton Crew. So I wish you all the best. I'm going to be on Monday Night America as well. I think we're going to be doing a popular mechanics type issue. We got some discoveries and stuff to talk about. Oh, you are? Awesome. I have some scientific discoveries over the year to talk about. We may be talking a little bit of earthquakes as well. Some things that have been discovered over the year. It's going to be a Science Monday. We'll see. But it is Monday Night America. And I hasten to say that Monday Night in America is the longest running internet program on the internet. We're in our 17th year. Who else on the internet can say that? Monday Night in America, the internet's longest running program. It's mine, baby. Happy holidays. We'll see you guys. Appreciate that, man. Dude, I live for that stuff. The PhD lesson. We're all stronger the more that we know. And I like to share some things, but I readily admit I don't know everything. But, oh, wow. That's a medical aid situation. Dude, I'm getting buzzed right now. And I can tell by the sound it originated back there and it came this way. That's a medical aid situation. I am in the flight path. I always know before the media does whenever there's something like that. Yeah, it's going in for a landing at the hospital. I am less than a mile away from Pomona Valley Medical Center. I had my x-rays done there on Friday because I went to have them done at another doctor's and they didn't accept my insurance. I was out of the area. Whatever. Guys, thank you. We're good. We'll see you guys soon. For some of you, we'll see you later today. For others on the West Coast and in the Pacific, we'll see you tomorrow. Keep smiling, even when you have nothing to smile about. Because if someone finds out that you're in a bad place, they might try to take advantage of that. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. We'll see you guys. Peace and long life. Good night and good morning.